Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 3 books that have really helped me when it comes to personal branding, marketing, success, and entrepreneurship mindset. Now, before we go into these books, I want to let you know that they're all a little bit different. Some of them are a lot older than others, but the one thing that I feel like really stood out to me was personal branding. The topic of personal branding, of course, right? Now, what is personal branding? Well, personal branding is literally putting yourself out there and marketing yourself out there to other people. Let me let you in on a little secret. If you are on social media, you have a blog, a website, you, my friend, have a personal brand, and catering to your personal brand and how to market your personal brand can be a little bit tough and hard. And I felt like these books gave me the right direction on how to approach a personal brand and get started and keep going. So without further ado, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And I really hope that if you haven't read these books, you go out there and try and read them. And if you have read these books, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below and let me know what you think, okay? Alright, so this first book that I have shouldn't come as a surprise because I view this person as a true online mentor to me and my brand, Lovingly Bold. I follow his stuff on YouTube. I follow him on social medias. I'm very dedicated to his podcast. I'm just an overall fan, and I kind of fanned out a little bit when he liked one of my comments on Instagram. You guys, I'm talking about Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk has this book called Crushing It. And what I really love about this book is not only are you getting Gary's expertise, you're also getting a taste of other people's expertise that started from little to nothing and have built these massive brands. Not only brands, but personal brands through hard work and dedication. Another aspect of this book that I really enjoy is the fact that he dives into each social media deeply and lets you know how to cater on each social media to your different types of audiences. The one thing that really stood out to me was the fact that you can't distribute one piece of content the same way on one platform and expect it to do just as good or better on a different platform serving the same type of content. For example, if you post a picture on Instagram, you can't expect that picture and caption to do the same on Pinterest because you're going to market on Pinterest differently than what you would on Instagram. Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk is one of my top 5 books if you're really trying to build your personal brand and have a voice out there. Another thing that really stood out about this book before I move on to the second book is the fact that he really tells you that if you're trying to build a personal brand, you have to really care about the audience that you're going to serve. And by caring, that means putting out content. He really, that's one of the most important things that he preaches about, I would say, is about putting out as much content as you can, putting yourself out there, being vulnerable and authentic. And he really delivers that in this book. So Gary Vaynerchuk with Crushing It as number 1. The second book that I have was published in 1936, and that's this one right here, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now, this book, I don't know why it took me forever to read, but holy cow, it was such a good book. One of the main reasons why I felt like this book was really good was because it reminded of the things that should be common sense to us, but we aren't constantly reminding ourselves of. It really taught me the importance of self-awareness in the aspect of how we go about communicating with people, how our body language, just a simple smile, can go a long way. It really reminded me of the solid points. Not only did it teach me a lot about self-awareness and how I present myself to other people, it also taught me a lot about communication. And communication in the aspect of if you're wanting to become a thought leader. And by thought leader, I mean being the person that is considered as an expert out in your community, on social media, in your business. For me, it hit really personal because I was reading this book when I was in a management role. And, a lot of the things that is said in this book, you can apply it to your work life, your personal life. It really reminded me of how simple things can be in the aspect of maybe just changing a couple words or changing the demeanor in your body posture, your body language. And just what came to my mind was, think of the times that you've spent trying to convince someone of your way. Or how about how many times people have spent trying to convince you to see it their way? How did that go? How did you feel? This book really just let me think a little further in those aspects. All in all, this book taught me a very dear lesson that I have deep in my heart, and that is the framework and mindset of how I want to be perceived in a more leadership role, and how I want to go ahead and run my business of Lovingly Bold, to be able to like get everyone's input in, show them that I care, show them that I'm listening, and do it in a way where you're influencing people and you're winning friends and they're willing to give you an honest opinion to better yourself or your brand. Little things like those that I feel like are common sense, like we think it's common sense but we sometimes forget, or they're just buried in the back of our mind that we don't oftentimes apply it. So that was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Alright, so the third and final book that I have for you guys was gifted on Christmas by my fellow husband, and honestly guys, it quickly became one of my top books that I go to if I'm feeling a little lost, I need a little bit of motivation, I need a little kick-ass to remind me that I can do it. That's this book right here. It's Ditch Your Average Job, Start an Epic Business, and Score the Life That You Want by Daniel DiPiazza. Now, this book is filled with a ton of good information. I am quite literally shocked that I'm just now getting to read this book. Like, what was I thinking, you know? So I'm really glad that I got it as a gift. Daniel, the author, like most of us, started with just wanting more in life. He was working at Longhorn Steakhouse and he was very conflicted with wanting more and becoming your own boss and being able to control the circumstances that otherwise in different jobs you wouldn't be able to control. Basically just getting by versus being in control of the situation and the life that you want. He talks openly and honestly about the things that hold us back, like work, personal life issues, the opinions of others, the fear of just getting started. He talks about items such as starting and then quitting down the road because it got too hard, or starting and then fear gets in the way because you don't know how to make ends meet. He also touches base on how just becoming an expert and freelancing in something can get you away from your 9-to-5 until you build the business of your dreams that you're wanting to come true. He touches base on the importance of networking and how that can be detrimental to getting your name, your business, your brand out there. Like Gary's book, Daniel went ahead and put testimonials in there that gave you a taste of what it was like to start from zero and scale something to where some of these people are now. He talks about what it takes to be an entrepreneurial, the hard work that it takes, the dedication and commitment, but how rewarding and how people reap in the rewards if they stick to it, if they stay committed, if they don't let all the other BS just get in the way. This book was that. I was telling my husband that this is the book that kind of gave me the little kick in the ass that I needed to go ahead and keep going on this. It's kind of the book that also motivated me to get here on YouTube. So the one thing that stood out from this book that was different from the others is he talks about how the game, aka college, work, corporate ladders, have changed and how we as individuals have the right to make our own rules now. But guess what? We have that choice. We have the choice to say, you know what? If at 18 I want to start a business and I'm dedicated and I know where I'm going, I'm willing to listen to others people guide me through the ways, then I can do it. Or for example, if you're like, I'm done, I don't want to do this 9-to-5 at this corporate job that is no longer fulfilling me, let me do what I know that I'm called to do and start this business. He talks about that, and he talks about how like that's the norm now. So he really dives into that, freelancing, hustling, the stories, the hardships, the good things, and he says it very bluntly and pridefully, and I really enjoyed that. So those, my friends, are the top 3 books that I have enjoyed, that I can go back to and just literally go back to at one part and read what I highlighted and just remind myself of why I started. I view these books, these 3 books, as guidance in my everyday Lovingly Bold endeavors. And if you guys are wanting something that can, give you a better framework for your mindset, to help you with entrepreneurship, how to aim for success, building that personal brand, then I totally suggest these 3 books. I will go ahead and leave them linked down below in the description so you guys are able to check them out. And if you do check them out, just let me know what you guys think. Send me a DM on Instagram, whatever it may be. And if there's other books that you guys have been just loving, send them my way in the comments and I will check them out because I'm always willing to learn and explore new books.